On my mind, Willie Nelson, and a shout out to the students at Calhoun School who have come to see Democracy Now! Today. Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report is our show. I'm Amy Goodman, and we're in studio in Vermont and Burlington with Arnie Gundersen, former nuclear industry executive member of the Oversight Panel, consultant to the Vermont legislature. It is expected today to vote to close its nuclear power plant, the first in the country to do so. There are about 104 nuclear power plants in the country. A very significant time that this is happening because President Obama is pushing forward with nuclear power to the surprise of many. For years, for decades, no nuclear power plant has been built in this country. He's pushing for 2 to be built in Georgia. Arnie Gundersen, your own background, how you came to be a whistleblower. You're a nuclear engineer. You worked in Connecticut?
Yeah, I have a bachelor's and a master's in nuclear. I was a licensed reactor operator. Was a senior vice president of a nuclear firm, and I discovered some license violations. This is 20 years ago. I told the president about them, president of the company, and he fired me. I then contacted John Glenn and my local senator, Senator John Glenn, about the license violations, and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission came in and found no violations. John Glenn then had the Inspector General come in, and they found 7 violations and found that the Nuclear Regulatory Commission had been taking illegal gratuities from my employer. Didn't stop there, though. I was sued for $1.5 million by my employer because I was slandering their reputation by writing to John Glenn. It went on for 6 years, and at the end, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission refused to do anything, despite what's called a SLAP suit, a strategic litigation against public participation. The net result of that was that my wife and I took an out-of-court settlement because the litigation would have continued on for another 5 years, and we got on with our lives, and I became a nuclear watchdog, and we moved from Connecticut to Vermont.
And here you now have become, well-known nuclear consultant, executive member of the Oversight Panel and consultant to the Vermont legislature. When you were in Connecticut, you started to receive harassing calls as you were speaking out against the power plant there?
That's, yes, that's true. It was harassing calls. We were followed. There was private investigators that delved into our personal records. It was not a nice time. Worse, though, was the $1.5 million lawsuit against us that ruined our credit. Our house was foreclosed on, and there was bankruptcy. It was literally designed to crush us. And
you were sued again by. You were sued by.
Oh, I was sued by the company I worked for, Nuclear Energy Services. They were the licensee, and I was the senior vice president there. Their claim was that I had defamed their reputation by talking about the license violations. Of course, you know, Senator Glenn and his subcommittee clearly proved that that I was right and that the NRC was taking illegal gratuities. So but it didn't stop the process because the Nuclear Regulatory Commission refused to get involved.
Well, Arnie Gundersen, I know that you are racing off to Montpelier, to Vermont's capital, to observe the vote, and there's a major snowstorm there. So I want to make sure you get out there safely, drive slowly, and I hope you're not driving a Toyota.
No, I'm not.
Very good. Thank you so much for joining us. As we turn from nuclear issues in Vermont to Georgia, the news